Hello and welcome to the More Show. First off, I want to say to my 8 subscribers so far, thank you for subscribing. You mean so much to me. And for everybody, the 1,000 views, please like and subscribe the video so I can get out there. Not necessarily have to subscribe to me for very long, just help me get out there. I need 50 subscribers in order to go live. Please help me do that. And if you stay till the end of this video, I'm going to show you something that can help you save yourself or save other people's lives. Stay tuned. Like, share, and subscribe. Here we go now. Today's topic is Mica Miller. This young lady is a 30-year-old victim who was unalived by herself. To begin with, I honestly thought that her husband, John Paul Miller, who is a pastor, had done something nefarious. Until the coroner's report came out, and that is out and circulating, guys. If you would like to review some of that, I am going to drop a name here. Please stay tuned with me and go look into this creator after you are done here. Grizzly True Crime is the channel. Gazilla, she is one of my favorite people to watch and listen to. She has the documentation that she has taken so much time and energy to collect and help us all out, really. She gives information to everybody. JLR Investigates is a boots on the ground creator, and he is awesome as well. I have gotten some of my information from him, and even though I do get my information from other YouTubers, I do my own research and vetting. With that, I want to state I am not a trained professional, so please take everything here with a grain of salt. Know that it is my own personal opinion and speculation, and I urge you to do your own research. This case comes with a heavy trigger warning due to the perceived and alleged domestic abuse that Mica sustained prior to her self-inflicted unaliving. And I personally think, even though JP did not pull the trigger, I think he was personally responsible for the decline in her mental health as well as her death. Whether he can be legally held responsible for it, I don't know. I know some states do hold people legally responsible if they can find proof of them saying, yeah, go kill yourself, yeah, I don't care, yada, yada, yada. But I don't think that's going to be the case in this situation. He seems pretty slick and pretty sly and isn't going to leave much for interpretation, because he is the pastor of a well-known church in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They televise their events, they televise their sermons. They are very publicly known. And I believe, allegedly, that the original site that was the foundation for Mica and John Paul, or JP, has been taken down due to all of this. So I don't know how much on there their creators have gotten a hold of, but I'm sure going to be sifting through and looking. If you have any advice that I can use, please put it in the comments down here. I'll look into it and get back to you. Thank you. So My first red flag was the timeline of the days just before, like the week of. Um, she supposedly had been told friends that she was excited to move on, that she was excited for this chapter to be done. She had apparently shipped some items ahead of her for a mission that she was going to be on across seas. Her family is left completely confused because just days before she was found dead, she was raving about a new life, making plans to move forward. Now, I don't know when the email was sent to her, probably after he was served on the 25th of April, his divorce papers. He said we should, it boils down to, we should meet up. I'm ready to be done with this. You treated me like crap. You didn't know your place. And I can't wait to find literally the first woman that comes along that is going to know her place as first lady in the church. So let's just meet up and get this chapter over with for me. And pretty much stating that had you been a better wife, I may have been a better husband. Sorry, JP, life don't work that way. And I hope I get big enough for you to see me say this. Shame on you. For anybody that is with me that thinks everybody should be going, shame on you, please like and share this video. I want him to see this. Shame on you, JP. You should not treat your women that way. If you were truly a man of God, you would know every woman is the bride of Christ, and he's going to watch you. He knows everything. You will be judged when your day comes. Do not go after him, people. Let karma do her job. Let God and Jesus put him where he belongs in life and afterlife. They know what happened. We may not know what happened behind closed doors, but they know. They see it all. So let them do their job. It is not our job to go after him and point the finger and say, you're a bad man, you're a bad man. Yes, opinion-wise, I think he's a horrible man. He should not be a pastor. Oh, the church thinks that too. He was relieved of his duties shortly after his wife was found. After his announcement that he's not going to be preaching because his wife was found dead last night at the end of the Sunday sermon. And there was no emotion. Now, I know you'd been separated for a while, but no emotion? That's wrong. Something don't add up here. So getting back into it, the coroner did confirm that it was a self-inflicted wound and that she had taken her own life. She actually had made a phone call to dispatch going, I'm about to do this, and I just want my family to know where to find me. If you've heard it, it's so sad. It really is. You can tell that she has finally accepted the loss of the battle with depression. And nobody should ever feel that lost or in that much despair. Nobody. You're never alone. Do not forget, you're never alone. And if you're a God-fearing man or a God-fearing woman, remember that Jesus and God are with you. I may not be that religious, but I do believe, and I want everyone out there to know this. So, with that, let's get over the religious stuff. I don't like preaching religion, especially on my channel. You will not hear a bunch of that, I promise. The only reason why I'm bringing that up is because this guy is a pastor of a church. He deserves to know his fate will be handled. And I think he already knows that. So let's get into this timeline of events that was reported. It really was. Excuse me while I get a little bit more comfortable in my chair. It's breaking down. I hope to replace it soon, believe it or not. So the basic guideline that I'm seeing is they got married 10 years ago or so. They got separated this year recently or last year. Either way, it's been within the year that they've been separated, apparently for a while. She filed for divorce. She's had a couple of files from allegedly filed 2 different restraining orders, or there was one restraining order that was denied. I'm not sure. A little fuzzy on that one, which if she had filed for divorce, he was served on the 25th, and she was found on the 27th. And we're going to go over the timeline here in a minute of that fateful day, of the day, April 27th, of her movement that the police department was able to put together on security cameras and doing interviews. And I'll get to that. But I wanted you guys to understand that he was served his papers on the 25th, allegedly, for the completion of divorce. I don't know if it was after that or before that. There was a nasty email sent to her stating, you know what, I'm done. You've treated me. I'm done with the way you're treating me. The way you're treating me. That's victim blaming. No. Shame on you, Paul. Shame on you. JP, shame on you. So, did he have anything to do with her shooting herself? Me personally, I think so. I think she was in a long, hard, dark tunnel with Pastor JP. And he kept it dark enough for her. He antagonized the darkness enough for her that she could not see the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel, even though she had just filed for divorce. She was so close in being out. And that's what upsets me the most, is she was so close. And she still, after filing for divorce, allegedly, and him being served, thought that this was the only way out. That there wasn't anybody there that could help her. And that's the saddest fact of all. Those that commit suicide generally feel alone, isolated, and with nobody to reach out to. Don't let anyone hang that way, please. Be that voice, be that rock for somebody. Everybody deserves somebody. Be kind to one another, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They may be smiling and happy. Yes, look at my teeth. They're gone. I don't have my teeth in today. Sorry. Anyway, they might be smiling and happy and go lucky on the outside and going, hey, life is great, we're fine. And on the inside, they could be drowning in pain and fear. Okay, now let's get to this timeline. I'm already up to 14 minutes of babbling. Wow. This case can take some time just talking about it. So, as of my research yesterday till I went to bed last night, this is the timeline that I have gotten from several different people, and the police department said that they know this is what happened. Okay. At 11 a.m., Mica Miller came home to her apartment, which she stayed at by herself. She was not living with her husband, she was separated. At 11:38 a.m., she was seen leaving the store, or leaving. Her Ring camera caught her leaving and going to the store. Okay, on surveillance at 12:12 p.m., she was observed walking into Dick's Gun and Pawn Shop in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. At 12:13, Dick's Pawn Shop surveillance witnesses her purchasing a 6-hour handgun and ammo. Now, for those of you that don't know, a 6-hour handgun takes 6 hours to get. So how did she just walk in and buy this gun and walk out? That's not possible. She had to have started the purchase either the night before or online throughout the night or real early that morning, and that's the reason why she was out of the house and didn't come back until 11. Maybe she came back at 11 for dinner or lunch because she knew she had to eat and she had to waste enough time. She could have been there when the store opened, made the inquiry and the purchases, and left. But then, if that were the case, you would think that it would be placed before the Ring camera of Miller coming home at 11 a.m. That didn't happen. So, moving on, she left the shop at 12:34 with the gun and the ammo, which means she had to have started that purchase 6 hours before she went in, showed her ID, handed over the cash, and was given the gun. 6 hours of planning to get this gun. Now, is it possible that she initially started the purchase of the gun for a protective reason in case he came after her, because allegedly he had put a razor blade in her tire, had put a tracking device in her car during the separation and that. Me? Yeah, I'd probably get a gun and carry it if some guy was tracking me that way. But the actual purchase and carry of the gun was on April 27th. At 12:34, she left the shop, gun in hand. Now, about 30 minutes after, she is seen on Highway 501 near 4 Mile Road in Conway, South Carolina, driving down the highway. At 1:27 p.m., she stopped at a grocery, gas, and grill. Reportedly bought a drink and some gas and kept going on Highway 41 near Mullins, South Carolina. Now, I don't have the timestamp as to when she entered the park or whether there was cameras at the entrance of this park. Okay. But at 2:54, dispatch got a call from her stating she was ready to do this, and she was going to do this. She just wanted her family to know where she was at, asking if they could ping the exact location of her phone so that her family could find her. According to reports, dispatch immediately sent police out to the area, where they searched the area of Lumbia River State Park, which is the state park in South Carolina where she was found, was Lumbia River State Park. Which, in conducting the search in a back parking lot, they found her vehicle empty with the box for the gun and the ammo in the center console missing 1 or 2 bullets, I don't know. But the ammo was found in the center console. I would assume there'd have to be at least 1 missing if she shot herself. And later on, after a while, they got in contact with a boater. I'm not going to put his name out there. It's probably out there everywhere already. Pardon me, my camera was a little fuzzy. So they get this 911 call, and they go out and search, and after a while, they found her body with the help of a man that was out there fishing. He apparently heard some crying, a gunshot, no crying, and then when he went to the edge, he did find a purse with her cell phone and her wallet with her ID and that in it. And he handed it over to the police, telling them what the story was, and they were able to then identify and locate exactly where the body was in the river. The medical examiner did indeed say the cause of death was a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. And ruled it as such. Okay, so my questions at the beginning of this was, whose gun was it? Who bought the gun? And obviously in this timeline you see that she bought the gun. Was there GSR on Mica's hand? That will never be determined. Why? Because the body was in the water. The only thing that is true to this is the fact that the pattern of the wound is consistent with self-harm. My opinion, with no GSR able to be tested, how do they know that she did it to herself? She was in the water, the gun was in the water, which means any prints or anything like that on the gun would have been washed off. The GSR on her hands would have been washed off. They can tell that it was close range by the pattern and consistent with the phone call and everything else is why they deemed it self-harm. Okay, time. What is the TOD or time of death? Well, I guess it would be sometime between 2:54 and 3:10. Because dispatch had sent police out right away, and they said it wasn't long after 3 that they got there. So it was sometime between 2:54 and 3 o'clock, 3:10, something like that. Where was JP at the time? Where was her husband? He was with the girlfriend at his son's ball game. So, even with that being said, I'm sorry. You still pulled the trigger, JP. You did this to her. Even though he wasn't in the area, he was at a ball game with his girlfriend. Alright, so order of protection and divorce papers. When and where? Well, the divorce papers were served to him on April 25th at his home. Whether or not there was an order of protection there, I don't know if the first order of protection that I heard of is true or not. But I do know that there was at least one order of protection that was denied. And whether that was the one that he was just recently served on the 25th or not, I have no idea. But a denial of an order of protection for a woman that's truly scared can definitely end up in this type of predicament, in this type of situation. Was she in her car? No, she was not. She was found in the river, at the park. She had left her car and gone down some trails and was sitting or standing at the the slough almost. It's almost like a slough. It's not exactly a river or creek, but it's a slough or a water area that kind of came off the river, that she was found at. And I hope to get pictures and that and eventually edit in and show you guys all this. I'm just not that good yet. Like and subscribe if you want me to learn. Alright. The gun was found in the water beside her. The question was, where was the gun found? In the water beside her. What led her to the park? Nobody knows what led her to the park. They do think that it was a completely random pick. Apparently they've already gotten into her phone and it had a Google search on it for local national parks. And the pin was dropped for this one in North Carolina, on her phone. So I would suspect it was a random search and she decided on it. This is definitely a very, 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 very sad case. It is affecting me emotionally and mentally. The little bit of sleep I did have, I have nightmares. So if you didn't stick around to this point, I really don't blame you. Although I hope you liked and shared the video to someone that you think would. But the biggest thing about this is mental health. Okay, mental health is not a joke. I suffer from depression and anxiety myself. And I can easily see where some of the stuff that he allegedly told her or allegedly said, I can definitely see leading to worsening depression and anxiety and fear of never being able to get away from him. He had a tracking device in her car. So, I can understand, especially if she was denied the order of protection, going, you know what? Y'all, I'm dead anyway. He's gonna kill me, so why don't I do it myself? At least this way my family will know where to find me. If he does it, I'm just gonna disappear and I'm not going to be found. So I'm gonna do this beforehand. And this theory fits the idea that she called the police department and said, track my phone. I'm gonna do this, and I want my family to be able to find me. Okay. So that mindset is definitely not out of the question that she was going to do it before he did. At least the family would be able to find her. And I know all of this is alleged, and I really, really hope y'all come back and by subscribing and hitting that notification bell for my next video. Again, I want to say life does not work tit for tat. If you're a better wife, you're a better husband. That doesn't work. You need to be a better person for yourself before you can be a better person for your spouse. And anybody that is causing domestic issues emotionally and you're doing it intentionally, shame on you. You should never intentionally hurt anybody because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know their depression levels. You don't know if that's what's going to be the thing that pushes them over the edge. So please, please, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification button. If you want to listen to my next case, I don't think there's much I can say about, and much more about this case I can say. Outside of this was a very, very unfortunate event. And in my opinion, it would have been preventable had the tunnel not been made so dark by her husband and she had actually gotten the help she needed instead of doing something like this. Here's another thought, people. They can't get to you in the stress unit. If you are that afraid that they might hurt you, put yourself in the stress unit. All you have to tell them is, I am feeling like I'm going to hurt myself, or I am going to hurt this other person because of this. I'm going to hurt myself before they do is enough of a reason for a 96-hour hold. And during that time, they can help you ensure an order of protection. Okay, that's their job, is to make you feel safe and make you feel like you've got this and you can go out again safely. So please, if you're getting to that point, reach out. Get some help. I don't want you to be my next report. Okay, now, being that we're kind of closing in on a domestic abuse line of videos, my next one is Sebastian Rogers. He is a 15-year-old autistic boy who went missing and is still missing to this day. And there are probably going to be several videos because I don't think I can get it all in one video. So I hope to see you subscribing. I hope to see plenty of likes on this video. And I really, really, really hope to see you at my very first live. Help me get the subscribes and go live on my next video, please. I need 50 subscribers. That's it. 50 subscribers. Let's go. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button and notification. And we'll see you next time. Remember to be kind. I forgot. I promised you all a trick at the end of this to help save yourself and or save someone else in domestic abuse. So, please pay attention. Are you watching? Get your listening ears on? It's really simple. Now they can flash this sign either up. They can hold it down behind them by their butts and be flashing the 4 symbol up and down. And it looks kind of like this at that point. At any angle you see someone going like this, at any angle, please, please, don't just walk away. Say something. Do something. Do not get directly involved because the likelihood is whoever that person is with is possibly dangerous and that's why they can't get away without help. So, get them help. Go to a store manager, call the cops yourselves and kind of watch them from a distance. Do what you can, because you might save that person by just saying something to someone that can do something. Love y'all. See you next time.